talk too much in the building. YouTube, what's cracking? Let's go, y'all. So today, y'all, we got a lot of NBA news to talk about. But there's one trade in particular that I really, really want to talk about it. Dale Talk Too Much is live in action. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, y'all. So, according to Bleacher Report, as of yesterday, we got a trade. Hold on, y'all. We got a trade that went down. We have Jordan Poole traded to New Orleans for CJ McCollum. See, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That's wild. Am I surprised? No. So the full trade is Pelicans are trading CJ McCollum to the Wizards for Jordan Poole, Saddiq Bey, and a number 40th pick. And then New Orleans are also sending Kelly Olynyk and a future second rounder. I can't lie. Like, CJ McCollum is a really, really, really great player. I love CJ McCollum. But everybody likes to hate on Jordan Poole for some reason, y'all. I don't know why. Like, people are acting like Jordan Poole ain't like that. Jordan Poole is going to be good on this team. Really good on this team. And New Orleans, they just need to, really, restart, but, have something still there for a core. You know what I'm saying, y'all? It's very, very needed because if Zion is going to get better, he needs a lot of people around him. And CJ McCollum is a vet. CJ McCollum is definitely a good player. CJ McCollum, I'm pretty sure the Wizards are gonna end up trading him or buy out his contract or something, because I don't see CJ McCollum really gonna be. I don't see him playing with the Wizards at all. The Wizards are in full rebuild mode. The Wizards do not need CJ McCollum. A team needs to pick up CJ McCollum. A team that really, really, really should pick up CJ McCollum and find a way to is Milwaukee. I would love to see Milwaukee get CJ McCollum. But I think for Jordan Poole's sake, for him to get better, I think this is a great trade. And the Wizards also are getting the 40th overall pick, which is good because they need the picks, because the picks are going to be what they need for their future. I really, I can't harp on this enough. I need to see CJ McCollum go and get traded to a winning basketball team, because he's that good of a player still, y'all. He can help the Lakers, even though we don't need him. He can help the Bucks. He can help the Thunder that just won a championship. Miami, that'd be a good pickup, y'all. That'd be a really, really good pickup. 76ers. Like, he has so many good teams that he could go to that I feel like that'll help them a lot. The Spurs, that'd be a crazy pickup, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, y'all should really look into that stuff. I ain't even gonna lie. The Spurs would be hard, bro. Oh, my goodness. And then that's another team in the West that you got to fight for right there, boy. I ain't even gonna lie. But you hook them up back in Milwaukee, you got Dame and CJ again. And once Dame get back from injury, that'd be hard. Jordan Poole's sake, I obviously, ever since he left from Golden State, he been decent. He's been really decent. I can't even be. It's nothing crazy about Jordan Poole, but that's also because he's been on a terrible team. So last season, Jordan Poole had 20.5 points, 3 rebounds per game, 4.5 assists, and he shot 43 from the field. That's not bad. That's not bad. And then we're going to compare it to CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum had 21.1 points, 3.8 rebounds, 4.1 assists, 44.4 from the field goal. Yeah, that's basically the same player, but Jordan Poole is younger. So I wouldn't say anybody won the trade. I think it was just an even trade. quite frankly. And then the Pelicans are getting younger, stronger. So, I mean, you can't be mad at that. But I'm really more interested in this trade. I'm more interested in figuring out where is CJ McCollum going to go. Because CJ McCollum, I pray that he don't play for the Wizards. Nobody deserves to play with the Wizards. That's how bad the Wizards are. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, the Wizards are booty bum crumb trash, garbage can, terrible. You don't want to play for them. There's a lot of good trades that's been going on. CJ McCollum, I really, 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 really love his play style. He's such a good leader. You know, he can help the young guys over there at the Wizards. But if I'm the Wizards, I would try to get something else back for him, trade him and then, not keep him, because that's what they said with the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns are planning on keeping Jalen Green and, getting him going. So I can see them happening. Or, trade CJ McCollum for more draft picks. I think people will trade him for the draft picks because this year's draft is good, but it's nothing crazy where you can't figure out, like, okay, look, I got somebody that's established and it's a championship contending team that you can, get CJ McCollum. So overall, I rate this trade even between each team. I want to be able to rate. I want to rate each team. That's the whole point. Like, I want to rate every single trade that happens, and then we're gonna rate it, and then we're gonna figure out, who wins the trade, who don't win the trade. So Pelicans, Wizards, overall, even trade, and quite frankly, I feel like this is going to be a win for CJ McCollum because I honestly think CJ McCollum is going to get shipped off to another team. I really want to see that reunion, though, with Dame. So another trade that I want to talk about. So Jrue Holiday got traded to Portland for Anthony Simons, 2 future second-round picks. Celtics get Anthony Simons and 2 second-round picks. So Jrue Holiday, I really, really feel sorry for him. I hate that for him because he's such a good player. And I don't understand, why would you trade somebody that's a really good defensive-minded and one of the, good two-way players? Now, Anthony Simons, he's going to bring you that too as well. I'm not saying he's trash. I'm not saying that at all because he's actually a bucket. But for Jrue Holiday's sake, y'all, I honestly did not want to see this for him, and I hope he gets traded too. This is the reason why I wanted to talk about both of these trades, is because I really, really want to see Jrue Holiday get traded to a championship team because he's needed on a championship team. I don't think the Trailblazers are gonna, keep him, and I hope he gets sent to all the teams I just named. But I really, really, really like to see him at, quite frankly, is with Milwaukee. I said that first off, but I would love to see him possibly, if it can work, go to the Spurs, because I think that'd be a really, really good option. And you move Fox to the 2 guard, or you can have Jrue Holiday at the 2 guard, and that'd be a deadly combo because Chris Paul could come off the bench. Let's be real. But that's something that I would love to see. And I'm not no big Spurs fan, y'all. And quite frankly, if he could play with the Lakers, I'd say send everybody to the Lakers because we need it. And we need a defensive person and a defensive guy. But if not the Spurs, I would say definitely the Heat. Send him to the Heat, bring some Heat culture, because that Jrue Holiday is Heat culture, y'all. So I would love to see him go to the Heat. But with this trade, I definitely think Boston, like, they didn't get worse. But I think it's more so like one of those things where they had to do it. You know what I mean? They're going to be in $500 million cap for their salary. You do not want to see that. They do not want to do that. That's way too much money. And then you also got to think, Jason Tatum's going to be out for the whole year, y'all. So what else can they really do? They're about to dismantle this whole team. They done traded Kristaps Porzingis, and then now they traded Jrue Holiday. Somebody else is going to get traded because they also said Jaylen Brown can have a chance to get traded. Y'all better watch out for Jaylen Brown, y'all. Do not be surprised if you see him getting traded. But one of the things that don't make sense to me is because Simons is not that good of a defensive player. And especially compared to Jrue Holiday, I don't get why trade that, unless y'all really want to, like, just restart your whole core. That's the only way it makes sense to me. Because why would you trade a defensive-minded player that can play offense that averaged like 12 points last year, Jrue Holiday, for somebody that's a mid-defensive player that really can't play defense? My man's averaged 19.3 points, which is really good. 2.7 rebounds, 4.8 assists, and then average 42.6 from the field goal. Great offensive player, not a good defensive player. Not a good defensive player at all. Jrue Holiday stats. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Jrue Holiday averaged 11.1 points, so you're getting more scoring. 4.3 rebounds, 3.9 assists, which I understand they need more offense because Jason Tatum's going to be out and Jaylen Brown's going to need some help. But Jrue Holiday was playing his role. Jrue Holiday definitely could have averaged more points, but he was playing his role. He knows how to play his role. That's how Jrue Holiday plays. He's a smart basketball player, and he fits into anything. You know what I'm saying? But his defensive stops, his defensive possessions, his big-time defensive plays, his effort, his energy, it shows. And that's why he was a big reason why they won a championship. Kristaps Porzingis was a good reason why they won a championship. Now, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, of course, are the head honchos and the head guys of it. But your core pieces, you now are trading. You know, I think, personally, this was a bad trade for the Celtics, but they are getting younger. So, Jrue Holiday is like 38 years old. He's old. So, I mean, that makes sense in that aspect. But if you're trying to win now, I would have kept Jrue Holiday. If you're trying to win now, I would have kept Jrue Holiday and not had traded for Simons. But if you're worried about more for the future, you got Simons, and I think that's a good trade for them for the future. But if I know Boston, they're trying to win now. So, I mean, if I had to rate this trade, I'll give it, on the Celtics side, I'll give it like a B-. A B- because they lost defense. That's why I'll give it a B- because defense is very important. The East is close. Everybody's close. The West, everybody's close. This is why I'm loving watching basketball. We just had a series where OKC and Indiana was in the finals. Everybody knew everybody thought OKC would, right? Except for me, because I'm a Lakers fan. But Indiana, I did not expect them to win it. I mean, or go to the NBA finals. Did y'all? Did y'all think they were going to make it to the NBA finals? And lie like you want to. Lie like you want to. So, unless you're from Indiana, shout out Steph. But the East is close. The West is close. This is a good time to be a basketball fan. And I think it's going to be a lot of different moves because everybody know how good these teams are and how close everybody are. There's nobody that's outstanding over anybody except OKC. They just won a championship. But still, OKC's about to have to pay some people. And I don't think OKC going to go back to the finals next year. Hot take or not, I don't care. That's the truth. Both of those teams had to take advantage of it because I don't see them going back next year. You know what I mean? Especially with Houston getting how Houston's getting. Luka's getting in some crazy shape right now, y'all. I mean, it's just going to be nothing but great basketball. But for Portland side, I think, honestly, Portland getting Jrue Holiday is not a terrible thing because you got a great player. But also, I think that's one of those moves where they're going to bring him on, but then ship him off or buy out the contract. Something like that, because Jrue Holiday already said that he don't want to be there. He wanted to be in Boston. He don't want to be. He's mad right now that he's got traded to Portland. He's mad. It's crazy. But yeah, y'all, this the scoop for the day. This is the Dell Talk for the day. I hope y'all enjoyed this content, man. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. We got to move up this channel. This channel needs to have some motion. We're going to have some motion. It's going to take time, but we riding that wave, y'all. So, like I always say, I ain't going to say nothing more, nothing less. Until the next talk, I'm gone. Peace, love, and happiness. Peace.
They'll be talking too much.
Pop my shit on YouTube. No, online can't make real move. Yeah, this ain't like shit, get real money. Yeah, when you get lit, they gon' treat you funny. Yeah, keep going, kid, you get the money. Yeah, believe